BrewTube beer review. Well, I've been busting my ass around the house all day, and I've still got more work to do. So that means it's time for a fucking session beer. That's right, so I don't get too crunked while I'm trying to pay attention and not injure myself. So, where are we going to go to acquire said session beer today? We're going to go to Sixpoint Brewery out of Brooklyn, New York, US of A. Yay, yay! And we're going to have their Jammer. Jammer is a Gose. I guess you can jam it down your throat multiple times because it's lower ABV. That's right, it's 4.2% ABV and 16 IBUs. It's a rotating serving, I guess spring or summer maybe. Now, in this beer, they say eloquently on the back of the can that they're using handcrafted Jacobsen sea salt. Whatever the handcrafted sea salt is, I don't know, but it sounds like it's got salt in it and some bullshit words on the back of the can to make it feel fluffy and happy for the hipsters out there. Anyways, it's also using coriander and lactobacillus as adjuncts, which is a Gose thing. Now, we've got a broad spectrum of Goses here. My favorite is actually behind me, stage left, which is Rittergos Original Gose. It's true to the style. It's one of the first ones out there, and it's the way I like them. Big sort of margarita kind of lemony flavor with just the right amount of salt. Some of these beers have adjuncts in them. Some are like these two here, the Old Pro from Union Craft Brewing and the Anderson Valley Kimi, the Yink, and the Holy Gose. Those are more the traditional German style. Then you got guys like Westbrook that decide to amp up the salt and amp up the sourness and make it big and awesome and whatever. A lot of folks like it. It's not my favorite one. My favorite is actually Rittergos, as I mentioned. This one's a little too over the top, I think, for the style, and it really doesn't fit the style in a lot of ways. But you know what? If you like it, awesome. Dig it. Have it. Enjoy it. One of my favorites is actually one that has extra adjunct in it, which is blood orange, and it's the blood orange Gose from, Anderson Valley. But enough about those beers. Let's get into the Sixpoint Brewery's version of Jammer, their Gose. Time to crack the top. Get it in my glass here and tell you what's up. Let's see. Ooh, it looks nice. Pouring clear and gorgeous into the glass. Get my little sip obsessively off the top there. Let's see what's up in the appearance department. It is crystal clear, crisp, light golden yellow, almost like morning pee-pees. That's right. But it is a nice looking beer. The head's settling down really fast. These beers tend to settle down really quick because of the lactobacillus in there and I think the salt. But I'd say we're down to about a pinky or not even a pinky thickness of head there, but lots of streaming active bubbles from the bottom when I swirl it. Yeah, we might get some nice glass lacing off this as we drink it down, I suppose. The head regenerates nice, and there's no alcohol legs, but there was none expected in that beer. Now, was there? Not at 4.2% ABV. Anyway, let's see what's up with the aroma. Let's see. Lemony, tart smelling. I get a bit of salt in there, like sea air, but the tartness is real mild. Some grainy, sweet, bready malt. And that's about it. Let's dive into it and see what it tastes like. Cheers! First thing that impresses you about this beer is that the flavors are really mild and, to me, sort of dialed down. Compared to all the other Goses I've had, the flavor of this is really kind of muted. It tastes like a blonde ale that's been kicked with a tiny bit of sea salt and a little bit of lactobacillus and coriander. All the flavors are very muted in this beer. It's quite drinkable. You can crush this back to back. There's no alcohol taste at all or anything like that. It tastes like salted blonde ale. It's got a little tweak of tartness in the background. Very mild. Maybe this is meant to be a more approachable Gose with less forward, flavors. And I'm surprised because I believe their head brewer is a German guy, and I'm surprised that he made such a dialed back brew. But maybe this is meant to be consumed by the masses. Now, one thing I can say, at this level, the drinkability is higher, and the ability to drink more than one of these at a time is actually a little bit higher than a traditional Gose. And still very refreshing. Quite easy to drink, no alcohol presence at all, tasty, crisp, clean finish. Almost like Pilsner, crisp, clean finish. And it's a wheat-based beer. If it's for Goses are usually wheat-based, but quite drinkable. It's an enjoyable, tasty beer, but there's nothing special about it that I can really mention besides it's really crushable and refreshing. And maybe that's the point of the beer, but we got to grade it for what it is and against the many other Goses that I've poured down my neck at this point. So, Rate Beer gives it a 46, and maybe if you're grading this as a pure Gose, I don't know if I could even go that low, but And 46 is a little low. I can see maybe in the 60s or something like that if you're a real purist and you're hammering it on style and everything. Beer Advocate gives this beer an 82, which is a B- level. I'm going to go a little higher myself. I can totally see that B- grade. I'm going to give it just a B. It's nothing special, like an 84, 85, something like that. I wouldn't seek this out again. It's refreshing. If I saw it and there was nothing else better, I might go for it, but for what I'm looking for in a Gose, this beer isn't it. So I'm getting a B today. Have you guys had this beer? Maybe you have. Maybe you haven't. Before I get into that, I actually prefer the extremeness of the Westbrook Gose to this, and I graded that much higher because it's at least more fitting to the style of Gose than this beer is. So, anyways, I was digressing. You aren't surprised. So, I like to quid pro quo, the back and forth, all that happy horse shit. Let me know what you think about this beer, because I want to know. I like your opinion, too, because I don't know everything. Also, what I do know everything about is thinking globally, drinking locally, and supporting the craft beer movement. Because even if this ain't my favorite beer, I'm still supporting the craft beer movement by buying that brew and helping the brewery grow and maybe change the recipe again. Who knows if they'll watch this review or not. So, to the next DJs BrewTube, thanks to each and every one of you for watching. Also, please remember to rate, comment, subscribe if you have not done so already, and smash that like button. So, till then, I got nothing but a bunch of jammer drinking love for you, and you know what's coming, that's right, a big ass, a peace out!